majority of my work is based around working with water and oil, and how pigments interact with the water and the oil. So this water is very symbolic of my own place in society. I like to think of myself as a very easy-flowing, easygoing kind of guy who just goes wherever the river takes me, so to speak, and it's very personal to me. I grew up next to the beach, and so I feel like a lot of my work is representative of my childhood, and hence why I work primarily with blue, and I find this relationship between the sea and the sky very interesting, and how they're two different types of blue, and sometimes the sea's even green, and sometimes the sky is grey, and these are all interesting ideas that I like to interact with in my art. I think it's very important for an artist to feel at home in their space, and I personally am all for that. I don't take second best as an option, so I have a studio space that is perfect for me, and I have my routine. I wake up at 5:55 a.m, I do yoga for an hour, I then stew my Earl Grey. After 5 minutes, once that's cooled, I'll drink it, and then I'll start my day by mixing some paint. I'd have to say the main figure for me was definitely Bob Ross. Growing up, and still to this day, he comes to me at times of need, and he appears in my dreams fairly regularly nowadays, and he's often helping me, inspiring me with these perfect little trees and deep, deep blues. They seem to give me energy and hope, which leads to bigger things. I'd say I'm an all-around creative person. My artistic talents lie not only in the visual arts, but I write poetry, I play music in my spare time. These are all ways of me, as an artist, expressing myself to the world, and therefore it stops me from becoming bored or stuck with my painting, and whenever I find myself in such situations, I turn to the other artistic disciplines. So, recently I've been working on a poem called Leaves Blowing in the Wind. Ash and smoke billowing up like mist in a frosten valley, or leaves of ochre falling like snow. So this painting is really about the relationship between me and my father, and as I previously mentioned, my father was a very violent person towards me, not so much physically, but he was very abusive. He did not support my artistic career whatsoever. So this is really just a representation from, I like to think it's directly from my subconscious, of me trying to work around my father's constant criticism of my art pieces. And therefore you see there are certain patches where my father is just dominating the painting, and you often overlook the blue background, which is me in my practice, and this is symbolic of how he was dominating my creative flow and stopping me. So you see there's a lot of sort of abrupt changes of direction here, and these are all the times that he stopped my creative thought, my creative process. So this is about me, how I came to terms with that and how I handled that through life. Oh, thank you. It's been a pleasure to have you guys here. It's always great for an artist like myself to get our work out there into the world and get more people looking at our work, and I think you guys got some really good material today, and I'm happy to see that. So no, thank you.